takes us to the Queen City of Cincinnati and Paul Brown Stadium right on the banks of the Ohio River. Today, no waiting around. We jump right into an AFC North battle in Week 1 between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. On to get us started now, the kicker Chris Boswell. And we are underway from Cincinnati. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
Here we go. Here we go.
They start the drive with Cook. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, it's hard to have vision as a runner and find a hole when there's nothing but defenders in your way. They stacked that one up really well. But give him credit. He's trying to bounce it out and turn it into a big play, which might have turned into a big loss. Kind of just took his medicine there and took the 1 yard.
11 MT paint. 11 MT paint. 12.
On second and 9. Burrow. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
Gun.
The play here this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5.
11.
Burrow will throw. Trying to get it to Chase, but it's intercepted. Levi Wallace with a pick. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy is not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one.
And that play goes nowhere. He's met behind the line, and a penalty flag may add insult to injury. He was trying to clear the way, the big fullback. Instead, he gets a hold.
And you don't see that very often on running plays from those guys because usually they're the lead blocker. Normally, when he gets caught, it's in a passing situation.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Alert.
They'll try the right side with Harris. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, that was not what you would call straight line pursuit for a middle linebacker to make this play. He's got to work his way through the clutter to get to the ball carrier on the outside, and he does exactly that. That's called avoiding the trash.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Trubisky looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. And the Bengals are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right?
Here we go.
What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back, and it didn't work out.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Well, sometimes an incompletion is the right play, and he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
On one, ready?
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Stop.
There's Burrow setting up to throw it. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards the pickup there.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way,
I'm
you're also
one, ready?
looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time.
11 Thomas.
Completion.
Play fake. Here's Burrow. He'll air this one out for Boyd. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And the Steelers are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line.
Well, it doesn't take a whole lot of investigation to figure out why they're still sitting at 0 on the scoreboard, because their quarterback's got to wake up and start reading defense a heck of a lot better after throwing his 2nd interception.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They take over here following the interception as the good is the spot that they're in. That's inside the 5 in the shadow of their own goalpost here. 1st and 10. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this 2nd down call after that type of a game.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. They'll run again with Harris. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Well, that play was over before it even got started. Thanks for nothing, huh? How about that? That sets up a very difficult 3rd down call now.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Alert, 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 alert.
Now it's Trubisky. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler 1st down.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive. Come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
Alert, alert.
Looking to throw Trubisky on 1st down. Claypool with another catch. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
They'll throw on 1st down with Trubisky. He's got a man, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one goes for 30 yards. Hey, they made no bones about it. They wanted to throw this rookie right into the fire, see what he could do. He shows what he can do there.
And you have to really put the time and effort in because playing a receiver in the NFL is a difficult task. And for a rookie, all that you have to learn to get on the same page with your quarterback, that's excellent coaching, and how about how he's picked things up?
Picking things up in a big way with a big play in his NFL debut.
Blue, blue.
Harris on 2nd down. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down.
Man, man, no.
And they'll get this this one to about the 20-yard line.
Stop! Hey, alert! Move.
Now first down carry for Harris. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. From the 8, they've got it first and
18.
goal.
Hey, ball.
Harris out of the shotgun. Pushing and fighting his right hand for a Steeler touchdown. Najee Harris, his first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Steelers go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that makes the score 7-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Here we go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
11.
And it's been a miserable
Stop.
2 drives, 2 interceptions.
This is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern.
Here we go.
Whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Here's Burrow. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown.
Let's go. Silver.
Boswell good with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded right at the goal line. And these guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here. Out in this game as they come out on first down. And he's going to be unable to get upfield as they take him down at the 21-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
On one, ready?
2nd and 9 now from the 21. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Here we go. Here we go. Stop.
On 2nd and 9. Burrow. There's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
When you struggle on offense, you look for anything possible.
11.
Sometimes you do it like basketball teams. They don't hold
Stop.
bring people to life, move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
You know, it's not just all athleticism from defensive linemen. Let's give them a little credit for their football intelligence as well. Read and react by them, understood the play call, and stopped the run.
60 minutes. 11 mighty. 11 mighty.
On 2nd and 9. He's going to have the hook up here to Chase. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
On 2, ready?
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Looking to pass. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
On 1, ready?
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. It's in the end zone for a touchdown. A nice little start to the career for the rookie here, hitting the end zone in week 1 of his career.
And that's a true welcome to the NFL moment, isn't it? The one that you actually like. A lot of times it's that big hit from a linebacker that says, all right, Rook, here you are. But when you're able to put it in the end zone, get that sense of accomplishment, that usually fuels you towards doing it many more times in your career.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. The offense for the Giants, and they are charged up and ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Bengal play action. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Trey Hendrickson just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
All Trey Hendrickson did in his first season in Cincinnati was set the team's new single-season record with 14 sacks. In his last 2 seasons, 1 in New Orleans, he's become one of the best in the league.
Won't be easy here after that sack. Now you got Trubisky and the Steelers facing a 3rd and long.
Hey, ball.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Trying to lay one up deep. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Bengals are going to take over at their own 41. Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. And then you give up the touchdown
Here we go.
on the last drive. Now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to can't relax too much. As you noted, things change. And now they've got to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up
Here we go.
to a 1st down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's trying to touch the football. There's a lot of chattering now because they've seen they can move them.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And he plays this one back. It's a pick 6. The down. Extra point now by Boswell. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go, here we go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Here's Cook as they get on the ground. That's to about the 28. Second down coming up.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on third down. And you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down.
Here we go.
3 yards on that last run. So here is 2nd and 7 from the 28. Passing here, Joe Burrow. Open, it's Chase.
Let's focus in on what
and
we
they
got.
get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The LSU connection, Burrow to Chase for the Cincinnati first.
As Jamar Chase picks up a first down here, how about a quick reflection on his
Here we go, here we go, get on him.
As a rookie, set a new rookie receiving record in the Bengals franchise. Touchdown. He became one of the second rookie receiver named All-Pro since 1998, joining former LSU teammate Justin Jefferson, who did it in 2020. So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's
Here we go.
the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut it down otherwise.
Outside of that,
11
exactly
MT,
right. I would
take.
say they'd convert there. On second down. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Let's get set.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49 line. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. On the defensive end, Cameron Sutton with a tackle. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Gun. 11 MT.
And now they will throw it with Burrow. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route.
Here we go.
They just executed that one pretty well.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Left side, Cook. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both large.
I'm fine, ready?
But you're stuck with me in this booth. He's miles away. From the 31. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case, the feet,
On one, ready?
tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job
12,
there, crewing the camera shot.
12,
And now they're going to get him him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, second down.
Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
On one, ready?
Looking to throw on second down. Burrow. Here's Higgins out on the right side. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
So that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Here we go.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all
11,
know
11, 11. Stop.
Big trick. Don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that'll bring up 4th down. So he rolls out of the pocket left, just ends up finding a safety valve, but no gain there.
No gain, but it looked like they were well coached on the play because he still went through his progressions, and the receivers know that when the quarterback exits the pocket, they have defined routes to run now to get into his sight lines and try and help him out. End up throwing it short to the running back. Give the defense credit for not giving up any yardage.
Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So on 4th down, off goes Burrow. On comes Evan McPherson for the Bengal field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. McPherson's kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. That's swung out wide to Harris. And he's got some space here. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 23 yards, the final tally. Here's Trubisky to throw. He's going to let this one go deep. And that nearly intercepted. Well, the free safety roaming into position almost had it, but it's second down.
I think someone's going to get into QB1's ear when it gets to the sideline. Already thrown an interception. That one should have been picked. Look, let's just be honest. That would be the second person in his ear because he's hearing it in the huddle right now.
Not the start, but he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Trey Hendrickson in there to get him once again. That's 2 sacks for him now here on opening day. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
It's a new season, so both of these coaching staffs likely making plenty of adjustments after their first half of football. So for the call of the second half here in week 1, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And despite the turnover, multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know The great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And he'll get this up to about the 40. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle. Make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move. Those pounders at the line of scrimmage. They did a significant charge.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Logan Wilson, the one who got in there and dropped him to the ground.
He only gave them an instant to react. It was a classic case of if you blink, you missed him. Off the line into the quarterback in just a couple of seconds. Running back, react, and attempt to throw a rock.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Throw left side, going to be taken in by Harris. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the 1st down marker. The Steelers send out their punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
Bengals drive about to get going. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out, and now Charles can get in gear.
I think, partner, you can sense him saying, okay, the first half was there, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced the punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half. I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
12, 12, 12. 12, 12, 12.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
On 2.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
180.
Now it's Burrow. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. Here's Kevin Huber now. He's on the punt for the first time this afternoon. Here's Austin. 35 yards that time on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. This crew had a punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you attempt to play the field position game.
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Move, move, move.
On 1st down, Trubisky. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
He took a shot there, but boy, was that ill-advised from my viewpoint. Coverage was awfully tight. How did he get away with that one not being picked off?
Hey, watch the screen, baby. Watch the screen.
On second down, this is Harris. 68 yards rushing for him now to this point.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice, dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
60 minutes. Play the whole game. Gotta do better.
On third down, here's Harris. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on third down.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Harris running straight ahead, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6.
Hey, ball.
Now it's Trubisky. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. And they get 10 yards there and convert on third.
It certainly appears that he's been able to get a read on how they've wanted to contain him in this game. He's seen some places where he can beat them in big spots. And right there, he slides with ease for the first down.
That throw finds Pickens in the end zone. Touchdown Steelers. A great effort there with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Steelers are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead is up to 18 now. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on the next drive. Well,
11 MT.
The turnovers, they've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that
11.
it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
He's got a man complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
On one, ready?
So how about that for a chain mover?
11.
Inside the 30 now for first down. Now Burrow. He's going to take another shot here. And that is incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Gun.
So 2nd and 10, third quarter. Thanks for tagging along with us here from the and a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You foresee incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down.
Here we go.
They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up the first here. Now it's Burrow. And now here is another interception. The
safety Terrell Edmonds picks it. And the Steelers will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they have to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. And Trubisky. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down. And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. This offense on 3rd down today, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. On the give, this is Harris. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It's a 7-yard run, but it does bring up 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now as they're kicking away for the 2nd time. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10.
On one, right?
The Bengals drive about to get going. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. These fans just kind of beside themselves right now. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've
On one, ready?
taken it to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break. And to the total number that they used in this runaway contest.
And he'll get about 3 out of that up to the 39-yard line. Not the start to the drive they were hoping for. That run doesn't get them much at all.
No, not at all. That leaves them with 3rd and long, which means
Here we go.
dial up something pretty good. Take your best player with a play that he likes to run best.
On 3rd down, Burrow. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a 1st down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Here we go, here we go. 11, Thomas. Stop.
Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They hand this off to Harris. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 102 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark into the season opener. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. And here's another carry for Harris. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on his faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They know defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On the draw.
And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. From the right hash, it's a 45-yard range. Boswell's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, no field goal attempts for him until the final quarter, but no hesitation on his end. He comes right out and nails his first field goal try.
And give him a lot of credit, too, because he stood there the entire ball game, but has managed to stay with it both mentally and physically. They called on him, he was ready, and he knocked it through the post.
And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's
Here we go.
They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover. They want to try and put points on the board.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Cameron Sutton, and he'll bring it back to the 9-yard line. They had him back deep, got the interception, and now they start inside the 10.
Partner forgets starting inside the red zone. They're inside the green zone. From the 10-yard line in, a lot of teams call it that.
And he's going to go down.
We got to suck it up. We got to, boys.
Trey Hendrickson able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. You know they'd love nothing more than to get a 3-and-out here after having the interception.
And it also tells you a little bit about how they feel about their leader, right? Their quarterback throws an interception in the previous series. They're trying to help him out here with a big stand.
3rd and goal. Trubisky steps away. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Jared Cook, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Steelers are closing in on winning streak as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Boswell good with the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this taken in at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
Here we go.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter. I know they're going to be concerned about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, they get better for the next time out. This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
I'm one, ready?
Big spot 0.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. He's got a man complete. And he will step out of bounds here inside the 30. A big play there for Cincinnati. 48 yards.
Gun.
Now the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now. 1st and 10. Play action with Burrow. Throwing for Chase on the crosser. He's got it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 10 more there and another 1st down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing.
I'm one, ready?
So right now, the only one really applauding probably is Angel as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
From the red zone now, here's Burrow 1st down. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this for the end. They get a score, but pretty much much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
Well, this opening game has certainly not gone their way to this point, but yeah, that touchdown, maybe a glimmer of hope for the long season ahead.
And no one in this league likes to talk about moral victories. No one likes to really just say, okay, well, maybe
Here we go, here we go.
Right. But you're exactly right about that. A little glimmer there. Maybe they can carry it over.
11 mighty. 11 mighty. Stop.
To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
They attempted to fade to the back corner of the end zone unsuccessfully. And I've been with you long enough, Brandon. I know it's not one of your favorite calls.
Well, it's interesting. Before working with you, I always viewed that as you're just taking away space and you're trapping yourself in a corner. But you actually have told me they're trying to create space where space is not.
Yeah, it's really it's a weird deal, isn't it? But you've got to just move that defender inside to create that separation and that little bit of space where there just isn't much.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And this is on the road, as they try to finish things off here in the fourth quarter. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. Second and 19. Under pressure, they got him again. There for the sack, B.J. Hill.
And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today. But on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. Now on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Call that a punt of 38 yards officially.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Here we go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on
12,
the next drive.
12. Stop.
They can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the fourth quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
Here we go, here we go.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
11 MT.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory.
So they just need
11.
to pick up the
Stop.
first down.
On 3rd and 1, Burrow. He's got Hurst, his tight end.
And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
On 2, ready?
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
11 MT. Tape. Hey, we got to go score.
Burrow throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I've got a good friend in football, always talks about predictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns. You can understand why they tried to find him again.
On, ready?
Weren't able to connect.
12.
That was good.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Burrow. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And this is caught. A big pickup.
Here we go.
38.
12.
Open man is Higgins, and he's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the Bengals have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Stop.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us? Because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
And the knee is taken for the Steelers out of the victory formation.
Push him back. Push him back. Here we go.
And the knee is taken for the Steelers out of the victory formation. Well, this was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here in week 1. And to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the